Welcome to part 3 in the 5-part video series of 5-step Ninja Google Analytics MOT. So this video is all about traffic. We're going to be looking at the sources of traffic and we'll be talking about the properties of each different traffic channel. And I'm also going to be explaining why things aren't always what they first seem with traffic. In the next video, we're going to be looking in a bit more detail at a particular traffic channel. And then in the final video, we're going to look at comparing the performance of different devices, so mobile and desktop. Okay, so let's take a look at traffic then. I'm going to share with you a client analytics campaign. So this is one of our SEO clients. I'm not going to share the name of the business or the URL because it clearly wouldn't be fair, but there's nothing identifiable about their traffic and their Google Analytics, so that's fine. Okay, so we can see the table that we saw before. Another high converting website, this one. This one has a conversion rate of 9.4%, which is pretty tasty. This is a lead generation business, and in the period from the 1st of August to the 12th of December in 2018, they picked up 3,700 conversions, which were worth to them a little under £1 million during that time. Okay, so we can see the different traffic channels here. Organic search, we can see brought in 25,500 visits during that period. When we took on this business, there were very, very, very low organic traffic, almost nothing. So it's great to see such decent traffic volumes here. Now, if we have a look over in this table, you can see some slightly different metrics to when we analyze the Exposure Ninja site. We've got a higher bounce rate than normal here. We've got a 70.53% bounce rate. And part of the reason for that is that they have a lot of blog posts that we've written on the site, and blog posts do tend to have a higher bounce rate. Also, because of the nature of the business and the nature of the lead generation that they're doing, people either tend to come on and convert immediately or they tend to leave. And there's not really too much kind of in-betweenies. They've got a decent conversion rate, but also a pretty high bounce rate as well, and that's obviously impacted their session duration. Remember, each bounce counts as a 0 in session duration. So different types of traffic we've got here. Organic search is traffic that comes through SEO. Other is actually traffic that we track with a tagging link. So this is a slightly kind of more advanced strategy, but it just allows us to split that traffic off into another area. So what we do is we actually get quite a lot of features on review sites for this business. And when we get a review site to feature this business, we make sure that we use a tracking URL so that we can see exactly where those conversions have come from, and we group them under other. Direct traffic is people coming directly to the site, or actually, to be more specific, direct traffic is traffic that Google can't attribute to any of these other channels. Okay, so direct traffic tends to be a bit of a combination of different things. There'll be some direct traffic which is genuinely people typing in the website address. There'll be some direct traffic which is traffic coming from devices where maybe, you might be on a phone and you might click on something and it's kind of cloaking the link and then it appears in your browser and that might show as direct. Or it could be bot traffic and just general kind of trash. So there's a lot of different possibilities under direct. Referral traffic is traffic that's come from links, obviously, if it hasn't been tracked with a tracking code. Social media is, you will be amazed to know, traffic that's coming from social channels. And then you've also got pay-per-click. Now, these guys aren't doing any PPC, so they're not getting any traffic from that. So this gives us a kind of ballpark of how much traffic we're getting from each of these, what the new user number is, and the number of sessions, and also relative conversion rates and completed. In this case, the only goal that they care about is people filling in their lead capture form, so we can see how many people have done that for each traffic source and how much that's contributed to the business. Now, I want to take you a step further with this, because actually if we stop here and we just say, okay, so organic traffic only contributed 2,169 conversions during this time, whatever, then obviously that gives us one impression. Actually, there's different ways of looking at this. If we go over to conversions and we go to multi-channel funnels, what we can do is click on assisted conversions. And this is going to show us something quite interesting. So what this is going to do, and what you want to do, is make sure that you've got conversion, that the right conversion set up here. What we're looking at here is we are looking at the number of conversions which didn't just come through, someone searching on Google and then immediately filling the form. This is the conversions that have come through that have had multiple interactions with the website. And what we can see here is we can see each of the different traffic sources. We can see how many conversions they've directly contributed. So, someone searches Google and then immediately converts. That would go under here, under last click. But you can also see the conversions that someone has searched on Google, found the site. They didn't convert that time, but they converted through one of these other one of these other traffic channels. Okay, and that was 385 during that period. So you can see how much each different traffic source contributes to conversions, even if they don't get the final glory at the end, if you like. Okay, so this can actually reveal that some traffic channels, whilst they might not be contributing as much as you think, actually they're doing a bit more than that, right? They're actually helping a bit more than you might have thought. So you can see the day of conversion that these things happen. You can also see a bit of data on, so this is assisted conversions. This is conversions that have come through more than one traffic channel. So it's repeat visitors that have come to the site. And you can see how many days their first interaction was, or their interaction with each of these different traffic channels was. So you can see that by far the most common is people who have been on the site twice using different channels on the day that they convert. Okay, that's 1 day before conversion. And then you go up 2 days before conversion and so on. So you can also see that, people who've converted and they've had interactions with the site 20 days before they actually converted, 26 of those 26 of the conversions that the site saw happened with that since the 1st of October, between 1st of October and 12th of December. So it gives you a bit more of an idea of how different channels are contributing. If you click on top conversion paths, at the moment, we're looking at all the conversions that have come through to the site and all path lengths. So we can see that organic has contributed the most direct conversions on its own. So this is just people searching on Google and immediately converting. That's that group. We can see people who've searched on Google and then later have typed in the URL directly, right? We can see that's 232 conversions during that period. That's 58K. Just from people who've searched on Google and then have later typed in the URL. We can see people who've come through direct, have contributed 50K, and so on and so on. If we go to path length and we go to 2 or more, this is going to show us all of the interactions that have been through to the site at least twice with different channels. So we can see, for example, let's see what else we got. People who've been to the site direct and then direct again. 47 conversions, 11.5K. People who've been to the site direct 4 times, 17 conversions, 4,200. And we can keep going on this. You'll get all sorts of different combinations. Let's see what the longest combination is. So there are people who've had 10 plus interactions with the site. They've been on the site direct 10 times. And you can see in fact, 12 times. Those people have converted 6 times. Let's see what else we've got here. Let's see if there's any who've done it kind of 9 times. Yeah, so people who've searched for the site organically and then who've typed in the URL 8 times. We've had 1 conversion. So you can get a bit of a sense of, how, this feels crazy, doesn't it? You can see all these different interactions that people are having with the site, which, as well as being interesting, actually gives you a bit of an indication about how long it's taking people to convert on your site. So that kind of summary of traffic channels can be quite interesting. In the next video, we're going to dive into a bit more detail with one particular traffic channel, and we're going to start splitting out some metrics according to that channel. So again, we're going to get a little bit more advanced in that one. So I look forward to seeing you in the next video.